Welcome to US Patriot News YouTube channel. At the end of the 54th day of Russia's attacks on Ukraine, President of Ukraine Vladimir Zelensky made a public remark about the Russian army's attacks. Invoking Western sanctions on Russia, Zelensky claimed that Russia will be unable to develop its own missiles in the future, adding, "The Russian army does not scale down its missile attacks against Ukraine. They must realize that restoring missile stocks, including sanctions, will be difficult. They can't make it without importing it. If greater penalties are enforced against the measures Russia has taken to avoid sanctions, it will be unable to return to missile capability. As a result, Russian missiles currently only lead to one thing. With missiles, Russia is disarming itself. Russian weaponry are undergoing a similar transformation. It will be extremely difficult for Russia to produce new cannons, planes, helicopters, and ships while under sanctions," he stated. Today's Russian attacks on Lviv, Dnipro, and other cities signify just one thing, Zelensky stated, adding that the Russian army continues to bombard the Ukraine with missiles. "Every person lost will just be evidence for Ukrainians and other free peoples to regard Russia as a threat for years," he stated, adding that we, the world, and history, will gain much more than Russia. "The invaders are trying to assault in the east and south of our nation with a more planned approach than previously," Zelensky said, indicating that the Russian army was preparing an intensive offensive, particularly in the east and south of the country. "They arrive with the main forces in search of a weak spot in the country's defenses. The Russian army have finally begun the Donbas attack for which they had been planning for a long time. This attack has drawn the attention of a huge portion of the Russian army. No matter how many soldiers are deported to Donbas, we will defend ourselves, we will fight. We will not give anything that belongs to Ukraine. I am grateful to all our fighters, all our heroic cities in Donbas, Mariupol, as well as all our cities in the Kharkov region who hold a gun." At the end of his speech, Zelensky reminded that he held talks with the Bulgarian and Croatian prime ministers and the president of Lithuania, and told Mati Marsikas, head of the EU delegation to Ukraine, that Ukraine submitted the EU accession questionnaire and that Ukraine's accession to the EU would be an advantage for the country's restoration.